What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Snowcast Sports Talk Podcast, episode 16. Joined here by my co-host, Josh. Guys, the Giants' NFL 2022 schedule legitimately just dropped 19 minutes ago, and we are going to go through it team by team, and we are going to give our initial predictions of where the Giants are going to finish this year. Josh, how you doing, my man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Can't wait for the work week to be over, honestly, and I'm also really excited for this schedule to come out. I'm glad to see who our first matchup is, and if we're gonna get that 1-0 streak I was talking about.
Let's just jump into it then. I think that's a good transition. So I got it pulled up here. So for everyone who wants to see, it's right over here to the left if you're watching on YouTube, and if you are on Spotify listening, I will just talk about each one. So week 1, guys, is an away game against the Tennessee Titans. Sorry, my mother just sent me a message. I need to put myself on a mute or something here. There we go. So week 1, is against the Tennessee Titans away on September 11th at 4:25. So a couple interesting things is the Giants not being a super good team. The way Sunday football works is it's 1, 4, and 8. Most teams play at 1, couple teams play at 4, and then one game at 8. The better you are, the more 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock games you'll play. So I think because the Titans were a playoff team last year, that's why we got the 4 o'clock time. But Titans are a good team. I think this is actually going to be a tough game. I'd have to say, just initially, I don't think we're going to go 1-0 if I'm being a realistic Giants fan. I think this game, being away against a proven team, with Derrick Henry as their running back, could be difficult.
Yeah, in the last episode I said I really, really wanted to go 1-0, and looking at this team, I also don't think we're going to go 1-0 on that first game, just because of their quarterback. They've got Tannehill, and he's been a very great quarterback. Over the years, he's really improved, and he's been in the league, I think, like 12 years or something, and he's done really well, and he's proved himself.
I don't know if it's 12. I'm not trying to correct you. I'm trying to think though, but he is an older quarterback. He's honestly like Daniel Jones's ceiling. Like, he's what a lot of people think Daniel Jones's best version could be. But yeah, they're a playoff team. That's just the fact of it. Going up week 1 against a playoff team is tough. Yeah. So I think, like I said, we're going to go through the schedule line by line here. And I think we're going to start off 0-1, which sucks, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah. I'll have to look again at exactly how many years.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't trying to correct you. I was just thinking, I was like, how many years, because he started with the Dolphins, and then he got traded to the Titans on like a prove-it deal, and then he kind of just pulled it out of nowhere.
In 2012, he was round 1, pick 8.
Oh, so 10
years.
10 years. So he's going into year 10. That's crazy. Year 10 already for Ryan Tannehill. Damn. So, they were a playoff team last year, and then they kind of stunk it up in the first round. As a little bit of a note for Josh, just kind of giving you a little bit of context, and for the viewers as well, the Titans were like the number 1 seed going into the playoffs. And when they played the Bengals, they sacked Joe Burrow. It was like 7 or 8 times. But Tannehill threw 2 interceptions or 3 interceptions. And it kind of proved that sacks aren't as detrimental to losing a game as interceptions are. So kind of an interesting thing that the Bengals won that game and would go all the way to the Super Bowl until they lost to the Rams. But Titans were a team with a lot of hype. They beat some good teams last year, too. I believe they beat the Bills, and I believe they beat the Chiefs. I could be wrong, but they were a good team last year. So that's going to be a tough team to go up against week 1. Couple matchups, though, I just want to highlight really quickly. Our secondary is very weak. Josh, we've obviously talked about that, losing James Bradberry. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But the Titans traded their superstar wide receiver, A.J. Brown, to the Eagles during the draft. So the Titans' wide receiver room might be a little bit depleted. So that might actually be a good matchup for the Giants. Where I'm concerned is our defensive line against Derrick Henry. Tibbs is going to get his first chance to really show how good he is as a run defender.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm looking here, at PFF. I'm relying on it a lot because my breadth of knowledge of all the NFL
That's
teams
okay.
is not.
I got
great.
you. I got you and all the viewers.
Yeah, but they have some really good safeties.
Yep.
Byard. So their safeties are really good. Kevin Byard, I might be pronouncing that wrong, and Amani Hooker. But their two safeties are very good, but their corners and linebackers are not that great. So, we
They have a
might
good D
it,
line though, so our offensive
and,
line's gonna have
and
a
their
challenge.
defensive line, yeah, they've got a few studs there, but not everyone is stellar. So like Jeffrey Simmons
Yeah, he's a
and
beast. Simmons is a
yeah,
beast.
so yeah, and Danico Autry.
So Evan
But then
Neal
there's some
and
others.
Thomas will get
Yeah,
their test.
yeah, and here's the thing though, on their offensive line, they do have some studs on their offensive line, but at right tackle, they have Dylan Radens, and he doesn't have a very good pass block grade or rush block grade. So this might be a chance for Thibodeau in his very first game to say, "Yo, look at how much the power I have, and getting across the right tackle." So they do have a good offensive line, but those outside positions, not everyone is amazing. So it
Yeah,
might be a good game for Kayvon.
yeah, and also too, it's going to be interesting to see the coaching for the Giants. The coaching for the Titans is tried and true. Like their coach, God, now I can hear my cat in the back. Sorry, he's like whining. Their coach, what's his name? Not Dable, Vrabel, Mike Vrabel. He was he was a linebacker for the Patriots. Like he played football and now he's a coach. He's a beast. But we can keep moving forward here. We'll be here all night if we go into this much detail. But Josh, if you just so we're keeping tally for everyone listening. But Josh, if you want to put in the tracker, both of us are saying a loss here.
Okay, yeah.
Or we can. Why don't Josh? We just keep one tally because I think you and me will agree on everything. I don't think we're gonna vastly.
I might disagree.
Okay.
I might disagree.
Okay.
Who knows?
All right.
I could. I'm not just going with what you say.
All right, I like it. So week 2 is our home opener against the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go first here and say I think this is going to be a win. We played the Panthers last year with a very depleted team, and we were able to beat them. The thing with the Panthers is they don't really have a quarterback. And if it's Sam Darnold we're going up again, I just don't feel super nervous about that. Sam Darnold has not really panned out with the Jets to start or with the Panthers where he is now. And the Panthers, they did add some great offensive help with Eki Ekwonu. But I just think the Giants actually have the better team. I think that game going home, I think could actually be a win. So I'm going to give us a win here, 1-1.
Yeah, I think they're going to have they're going to be going run heavy that game. That's my guess based on them having Christian McCaffrey.
And it'll only be week 2. He's very injury prone, so we will have to play him because it's only going to be week 2.
Yeah.
He should still be healthy.
But I don't think game long he's going to be able to do a lot with our defensive line. So I think I also think that we're going to probably win this game, but I think it might be close.
Yeah, I do too. I think when we played the Panthers before, I think that game we played them last year, the score was 3-5. All the way up until the fourth quarter, and you might be thinking, how does a team get 5 points? The Giants kicked a field goal and then also got a safety, so that's 2 points. So we were at 5. So yeah, that's gonna be. I think that game is gonna be a win.
Nice. Okay, so we're both so far at 1-1.
All right, hey, I'd be happy going into week 3, Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys, 8:15 at home. I'm going to give this game a loss. I'm not going to give this game a loss because I think the Cowboys are a super good team. When you have a new coaching staff, it takes a little bit of time for everything to gel. And I think going up against a Dallas team, which by no means has improved since last season, but they have a lot of familiarity, same coach, same quarterback, same offensive coordinator, same defensive coordinator, and a lot of the same players. I think because of that, they're going to have the upper hand. Plus, the Giants struggle in prime time, man. I swear, Josh, I'm excited for you to go through this season with us. The Giants play better at 1 o'clock. I'm just telling you, when you put them at an 8 o'clock game, it's always miserable. So I think the Cowboys are going to win this one. We'll be 1-2.
I think this is going to be a slugfest. I think it's going to be 2 high-scoring games. Or 2 high-scoring. Both of us are going to be high-scoring, and I'm going to say that we're going to win this game. I know it sounds rough. It's going against the grain here. I think because. I think at first reaction you would want to say probably we're going to lose this game, but what I'm noticing is they don't have they have one really good guy on their defensive line, DeMarcus Lawrence, very very good. They've got a pretty good outside linebacker, Michael Parsons,
Yep, he is
but
good.
nobody else is really knocking my socks off. And I think that
Giants O-line
Daniel
will
Jones,
hold up too.
yeah, I think our O line will do really well, and I think we're gonna do well.
The
So
more interesting conversation, though, with the Cowboys quickly is we have interesting matchups. So where I think the Giants are at a weakness, again, our secondary guys. The two biggest factors that I'm going to say we're going to lose games are going to be lack of continuity with a new coach and a new offense and defense put in place, and our secondary. Like, those are the things I think that concern me the most going into this season. And so our secondary against the Cowboys' offensive weapons is a tough one. They have CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup, who are not wide receivers to be snuffed at, especially with who we have at cornerback. So that's going to be difficult. But then on the other hand, the Cowboys' offensive line is actually worsened over the past few years, and the Giants' defensive line has improved. So if we can get to Dak quick enough and get him off his step, we might be able to pull this out. This is a tough game. It could go either way, but I'm going to say it's a loss just because, again, the Giants, they do not play well in the bright lights. And it's just sad to say, but it's true.
yes, so we'll see. I'm hoping that we come out and play that game and we have an upset. So I'm rooting for an upset.
All right, week 4, October 2nd, we are playing the Chicago Bears. Guys, we play the Chicago Bears every single year. They beat us last year. They beat us the year before that, but I think we beat them the 2 years before that. So, like, over the past 4 years, I believe it's been a split 2-2. Josh and me were looking at actually going to this game. We'll see what happens, but this might be a game me and Josh go to, so if you want to meet us or come hang out with us, we will be around. But I think this game's going to be a win. I think these two teams, I was telling Josh before, if you look at them on paper, the Giants, maybe have some better PFF grades, but I think the Bears do have some pretty good players. They are a rebuilding team just like the Giants, and they also are on the back foot with a new coach in Etherflus, I think is his name or something. He was with the... I'm not gonna talk out my butt. I'm not sure, but they have a new coach, and so the Bears coming into unfriendly territory, enemy territory. I think the Giants will have the upper hand. I think after this we will be 2-2, which would be awesome. By week 4, if we're 2-2, let's go.
Yeah, I'm predicting that we're going to win this game as well. I don't see any standout players whatsoever. We'll see how good Kyler Gordon is, which is one of the draft picks. That was their second round, 39th pick in the second round.
We'll also see how good Justin Fields is, because remember, the Bears traded with the Giants to get from number 21 to 11. So, and then we got the Bears' 7th overall pick this year. So they get to see Evan Neal and we get to see Justin Fields. So we'll see how their quarterback plays in his second year. So,
going for a win. So far right now, I'm 3-1.
Ooh, you're a new Giants fan.
Yeah, I must be. I must be super optimistic. But if things go my way, we lose our first game and then go on a 3-game winning streak.
We'll see. I just think that Cowboys game will be tough. So next we'll be going to London, guys, to play the Packers. This will be a game where both teams have a jet lag, both teams in unfamiliar territory, but there will be a ton of NFL fans, and I truly believe the Giants and the Packers are actually two of the world's most popular teams. So I'm sure London and the people from there are super jazzed these two teams are coming. I am going to give this win to Aaron Rodgers. I just think Aaron Rodgers is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. I don't think the Giants' defense is good enough to stop Aaron Rodgers. He's good at reading blitzes. He's going to pick apart our secondary. And the Packers' defense, while not amazing, I think could give Jones some trouble. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm just going to kind of, this is instant reaction for everyone listening. We could be deadly wrong. If you disagree with us, let us know. But I think we're going to lose this one and be 2-3.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I think Aaron Rodgers is too good.
I would love for him to be exhausted out there, and then we can beat his butt. But if I'm being honest, he's just such a good player, and their coach is good too. The Packers coach is very good,
and they're just really pretty solid all around. It seems. They've got their running back, Aaron Jones, which he'll probably stomp all over us. They've got a fantastic linebacker squad great corners.
Yep. Yeah, their
Safeties are
defense.
decent.
Their
It's like,
defense is
what are we gonna
solid.
do?
Yeah. So.
What are we gonna do? It's like if we win that game, it'll be a big upset.
It'd be awesome. That'd be a great game to win. That would help us if we're really working for a playoff push. If we can get that win over the Packers, that'll help because I believe the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Commanders all have to play the Packers as well, and the Packers probably could beat all of them. So, going into Week 6, we are going to be playing the Baltimore Ravens at home. Lamar Jackson, I believe, is always playing for a contract. Again, the Ravens, so I'm not super familiar with their team. If the Giants are at where I think they're at by this point, they will be, I think, what do I have them, Josh, at 2-4? Is that what I have them at?
You have them at 2-3 so far.
2-3. I think this game will be very close. I think the Ravens lost a lot of talent, but they also had an amazing draft. So they got Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, and a bunch of other studs in the draft. So I could see the Ravens being a very good team coming into MetLife, and I actually see us losing this game being 2-4.
Yeah, that is a really sort of a talented team. So I think I'm probably. Nah, screw that. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. We're not losing today.
Josh is gonna end off the season like 13-3. He's gonna be like, yeah, we're winning this 13.
Hey man,
That's
I'd rather
so
be
good.
optimistic and lose than be like a. Well, I guess it's probably better the other way around.
Yeah, low expectations and going, but hey, it's whatever. So then this is where, guys, so I want to make a note here. After this leg of the season, I think our schedule actually gets fairly easy. And I think the hardest part of our season is that Dallas, Bears, Chicago, Ravens, those 4 games, that's a tough 4 games. Obviously, Chicago's an easier team, but then going to London, then coming back and playing the Ravens, that's going to be tough. But I'm looking at these next 4 or 5 weeks, and I think this is where this is where my optimistic Giants fan's going to come out, and this is where I think we're going to actually start really getting our shit together. I think the coaching's going to click. I think the offense is going to click. So going into Week 7 against the Jaguars, guys, just like the Bears, the Jaguars have had the first overall pick for the last 2 years. So let that speak volumes to how they are as a team. They've always been dysfunctional. It really depends on where Trevor Lawrence, their second-year quarterback, is going to be, but I truly believe us going down there to Jacksonville, I actually think we are going to win that game. I think our defense will do a good job against their offensive line, and I think we will win that game. So I'm going to make us get the win there. I don't know what I'm at now. I must be at 3-4, I think.
You're at 3-4, yeah. I think that's. I'm going to agree with you there. I think that this is a realistic win that we could get realistically.
Depends on where their
And
quarterback's at. It depends on where their second-year quarterback's at. If he's playing out of his mind like a lot of quarterbacks do their second year, might be tough.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence.
Yep, first overall pick
wow.
2 years ago.
First overall pick, my goodness. Yeah, I'm going to go with the win as well. So, yeah, we're rocking and rolling. I probably got way too high of a win-loss record at this point, but I'm sticking to my guns, though.
So going in then, guys, to Week 8, we're going to be going. So we're going on the road a little bit here now. We had a couple early home games, as you can see. We're moving around. We're actually the Giants are going to be traveling 20,000 combined miles, which is number 10th most in the league next year. So they'll be doing a lot of traveling, but obviously the London game has a lot to do with that. But then we'll be going all the way over to Seattle, Washington to play the Seahawks. All I'm going to say about this game is I don't know who their quarterback is going to be. They have a great safety in Jamal Adams and a great wide receiver in DK Metcalf, but that's about it. If you don't have a quarterback, I just don't think it's going to be competitive. And, Seahawks fans can tell me Jones isn't the quarterback. That's totally fine. I'd take Daniel Jones over any quarterback on your team. I think we're going to win this game and come out on top.
Yeah, their quarterback, as far as I can see,
Drew
would
Lock.
be Drew Lock. Yeah, Drew Lock. So, nothing too special about him. Last season, he had 111 attempts for 787
Yeah, because
passing yards.
he was on the Broncos fighting with Teddy Bridgewater for a spot. He was drafted the same year Daniel Jones was, and they gave up on him.
Yeah. It looks freaking terrible. I thought there was an error with the website when I saw
No. He just didn't play a lot.
yards.
He really didn't get a lot of playing time last year. So, they just really don't have a quarterback. I think the Seahawks are in. We're going to wait for next year. There's going to be a better quarterback draft. Let's just wait till then. So I think we'll get the win here.
This guy's going to bomb. We're going to win.
So then going into the bye week, Josh, where are we at for our records?
Mine's way too high. Mine is at 6-2, and yours is at 4-4.
If we're at 6-2 at the bye week, I will be on the ground crying. Good God. 6-2.
Yeah, we're probably not going to win that Dallas game.
Hey, you said it. You said it. I said it.
Okay.
I think you're going to be 13-3, but it's okay. So coming off the bye week, guys, by the way, we have the bye week at a really nice time. Anytime you can get the bye week in week 9, 10, 11, or 12, you're the winner. I mean, that's a great time to get a bye. Players get an extra week off. Could be some injuries. We can get some guys back after that week off. So that's really awesome. So just want to make a note. Happy at where the bye week is.
Would you be happy with 4-4 at the bye week?
Oh my God. If we're 4-4 at the bye week, I'll be crying. Josh, the last 2 years, we've gone 0-6, 0-7. Like, I've watched 2 full months of football with no wins. If we're at 500, let me, you know what?
That's the same number of games we won last year.
Yeah, yes.
To be 4-4 at the bye week would be amazing. We still got,
Josh,
10 more games to play.
This was our season last year at the beginning. We lost to... How does this work? What's going on here? Okay. We lost to the Broncos, the Commanders, the Falcons 3 weeks in a row, beat the Saints, lost to the Cowboys, lost to the Rams. So at that point, we were 1-6, 1-7. Then we beat the Panthers, then we lost to the Chiefs, then we beat the Raiders, and then we lost 1 and then lost 6 in a row. Like, I'm just telling you, the shit can get ugly. So if we're at that, that's amazing. If we're at 4-4, so going into week 10, again, guys, this is where this might be over enthusiastic, but coming off a bye week at home against another team that really doesn't have a strong quarterback and is also in a rebuilding mode. Like, guys, when you look at our schedule here, the Panthers, the Bears, the Jaguars, the Seahawks, the Texans, and the Lions are all rebuilding teams like us. That is 6 games that we already, I think, have a fighting chance just off the top. So looking at the Texans, they have a new head coach in Levy Smith. They obviously have a cornerback that they have a lot of faith in Derek Stingley, who they drafted 3rd overall, that we all know I was shocked about. Absolutely stunned that you would take Derek Stingley over Kayvon Thibodeau, but I am okay with that. I just think coming off the bye week here, we're going to get some guys back. We're going to be at home, and I think we're going to get this win and be 5-4.
Yeah, I also think this is going to be a win. I want to start saying losses just to say losses so my record isn't too high.
At the end. There'll be some games at the end.
No, but I also think that they have no secondary whatsoever to speak of. I think Daniel Jones is just going to hit the touchdowns nonstop. If he's not injured, if he's still healthy at this point, he's going to be knocking this game out the park.
And you got to remember, too, he's going to have this playbook down by this point. Him, Mike Kafka, Brian Dable, and that whole offense is now going to have a little bit more continuity behind them, which is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that's what we want. So, yeah.
Bro, I'm 7-2.
We're 7-2. And then again, guys, same thing, a home game against the Detroit Lions. Again, this is another team that's rebuilding, guys. These, like, let me put it like this. The Jaguars had the 1st overall pick. The Lions had the 2nd overall pick. The Texans had the 3rd overall pick. And then Jets had 4. We had 5. So, like, a bunch of the teams that were ahead of us in the draft that played worse than us last year were playing. Like, the Giants got a much more fair schedule this year, which is absolutely awesome. Like, Josh asked a really good question a couple weeks ago on the podcast. He said, it stinks having a really easy schedule because people are going to hold it over our heads. And I don't know about you guys, but I've never heard anyone say, like last year, the Bills only got to the playoffs because they had an easy schedule. No, the truth is we can sit here and say games are going to win and loss. The truth is any given Sunday, we could play a game where the Jaguars, again, they had the 1st overall pick this year. They beat the Bills last year. Pounded them. The Bills, who went all the way to the AFC title or the AFC Conference Championship, they lost to the Jaguars. So it's just any given Sunday. It doesn't matter. But playing the Lions at home, I feel very confident in this. Jared Goff is a subpar quarterback, and by this point, our defense should be clicking a little bit, hopefully. And then the Lions' defense, we'll have to face Aiden Hutchinson, the second overall pick, who I do think will be a very good player. He gets to play Evan Neal, baby. Let's put him up against Evan Neal. I'm fine with that. Aiden Hutchinson, meet Mr. Neal. I'm good with it. I think we're going to get the win, be 6-4.
Wow. Yeah. I think that's pretty accurate. I think I'm gonna go with a loss on this. Not just to fix my record.
I think you are. I think you. Just kidding. Nah, there's always games that are upsets.
Yeah. They have an amazing offensive line. Their offensive line is incredible.
It's not amazing, but it's super underrated. You're looking at PFF. No one talks about it, Josh. No one talks about it, but you're right. Super underrated. We had Kid Blue on here a couple weeks ago, and he brought that up. Lions are sneakily becoming a very good team. This is actually, you know what, Josh? Fair. You enrolled me. The Lions could win this game. I'll give it. I'm not saying
Okay.
I don't think they are. I think we will win this game at home, coming off what I think will be some momentum after beating the Texans. But I can see the Lions upsetting. Like that, to me, okay, fair enough.
So you're calling it a loss then?
No win. I'm calling it a win.
You're okay, yeah.
I'm just saying you have merit.
They have a really great offensive line,
Yep,
a good
Penei
tight
Sewell.
end, and they also have Amon-Ra St. Brown, which seems like a really good wide receiver. I could pull up some of his stats, and we've got 912 receiving yards off of 90 receptions, so that's over 10 yards per carry, and 5 receiving touchdowns, only 2 drops. Could you imagine only dropping the pass twice?
When you watch Darius Slayton for a little bit.
I feel like people are I think Slayton is underrated. I'm just gonna say that. He had that one pass that he dropped, which was terrible.
2. The Broncos won 2. Week 1. Okay. Remember that deep shot? Oh.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Well, then what about the Washington game where the ball went right and he basically bobbled it? I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Gets me.
Well,
no, you're right, though. He could be underrated.
So many. Okay, so there are definitely a few plays where he's dropped the ball in big moments. Okay, fine. But he has made so many other plays. He led our team in touchdowns, I believe. Didn't he lead the team in touchdowns last year?
At what, 2?
5, 6?
I think he had 2. I'm going to challenge you. Look it up. Look it up.
Okay. All right, let me look it up then.
Yeah, here we go. Call the facts.
Give me just a second.
Court's in session. Dun dun.
I remember looking this up.
I think he had more the year before and the year before that. I think last year he only had 2. I think he had 1 in week 2, and then he had 1 at the end of the season with, I think, Jake Fromm, State Farm.
Player stats, offense, touchdowns.
Here we go.
We're looking at
Darius Slayton.
Passing. Why isn't it showing him? Oh, receiving. Here we go.
Hold your breath.
Slayton had. Oh, it is 2 touchdowns.
No one played well last year. That's the. Thank you, Dave.
Okay,
but Darius Slayton. Right. But look at his touchdowns the other years. He had like close to 10, I think, his rookie year. So.
Oh, okay. Evan Ingram had 3 touchdowns, and he led the team.
He's not, and he'll be on the Jaguars. So either way, Lions were saying a win.
Okay, I'm saying a loss.
Okay, all right.
But
then we got, guys, and this is super cool. Since I've been a Giants fan, I've never gotten to watch a Thanksgiving Giants game at 4 o'clock. So by this point, shout out to the Football Grump. He tweeted, I'll be drunk at this point. That's great. And I liked that tweet. Yes, so we will be playing the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving at 4:30 away. Obviously, this is at home in Dallas. So I am going to give Dallas the edge again. I know, people could argue we're going to split with them, but I just think Dallas has the edge on us with their wide receivers against our secondary. I just think they'll pick us apart there and keep Daniel Jones off the field. So I'm going to give us a loss. Cowboys sweep us. As a Giants fan, I don't like to say that, but I'm being a very realistic right now. Optimistic Giants fan would say, hey, we win one game, they win one game. But when we're playing the Cowboys at home on Thanksgiving, it's a tough game to win, I think. For the Giants, at least. Tough matchup.
And yeah, I'll admit this one is just to fix my record because I said earlier that the Cowboys would win. So I can't say that now for sure. They're too good of a football team for us to go 2-0 against the Cowboys. So I am going to say a loss on this one.
Dak's just a good quarterback.
Yeah, he is a great quarterback. And you said that you hate the Cowboys. Didn't you say? Oh wait, no, you said you love the Cowboys. You hate the Eagles.
Yeah, I love the Cowboys.
You hate the Eagles.
I love the Cowboys.
Yeah. Why do you hate one of our competitors?
The Eagles.
Like, that's in our division.
Or why are you saying? Why do I love one of our competitors?
Yeah, not competitors. Not exactly one.
Yeah,
of
one of our division rivals.
Yeah, rivals. That's the word. Why do you love one of our rivals?
Because the Cowboys just are so beautiful in that every year they think they're going to the Super Bowl, and then they win the NFC East because all of us are not very good, and that's the truth of it. And then they finally get to play a real team, and then they lose in the first round, and then they blame everything but themselves, and then it's like a great cycle of delusion. And then it all starts back up again. You wait. The NFL Network, ESPN, Fox, everyone's going to be like, oh, Cowboys have the second best odds to go to the Super Bowl this year. Then all the fans buy into it, and then they just go through the year, and then they beat on us, and then they're like, oh, look at how good we are. And then they go to the playoffs. They'll play the 49ers probably, and then they lose, just like every year. So, and Cowboys fans are nice people, and, they try their best, and they always have high hopes. And
So it's like we're in a division full of weaklings, and they're just the strongest, slightly stronger weakling.
Best way to put it is they are a very big fish in a very small pond. And when you put them over in another pond, they don't fare as well. And also, too, you know what? I like Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. He's a good leader. I think he's getting overpaid, and I think that's going to be the Cowboys' demise. They couldn't keep Amari Cooper. They couldn't keep some of their defensive guys because Dak is making so much money. But if I'm being honest, looking at the schedule, we play them too early in the year for us to beat them, and playing them at home on Thanksgiving, the Giants just don't do well in the bright lights. So I think the Cowboys will win that game too. But I love Cowboys. I love them. Never root for them, but I love them. So
perfect. Yeah, and I had already mentioned that I think that we're going to lose to the Cowboys on that game. So
then,
yeah, I'm at 7-4, and you're at 6-5.
Okay, we're
actually only off by
a game.
Yeah.
You think we're going to beat the Cowboys week 1 and lose to the Lions, or week 3 and lose to the Lions? I think kind of vice versa. That's where we're flipped. But going into week 13, guys, we play Washington. We're playing Washington pretty close together here. We're playing them week 13 and week 15. I'm going to give us the win here since we'll be at home. I think we're going to cut with Washington. So Washington beat us twice last year. Obviously, week 2 when they beat us, me and Josh watched a bit of that game. That was a tough loss. I think the Giants played well. I thought Daniel Jones played well. I thought our offensive line held up pretty well against their defensive line. But now the Washington Commanders have Carson Wentz. I have always been a fan of Carson Wentz. I know he is prone to make mistakes, prone to be, kind of a gunslinger without any consequences. He makes dumb decisions in very intense moments and very important moments in the game. But I think this week we will get the win, just being the home team. Spoiler alert, I will split and give them the win in week 15. I think we're both kind of around the same level. But it could go either way. They could sweep us, we could sweep them, but I'm going to give us the win here in week 13.
Yeah, I think I'm going to actually agree with you, just because, I think coming off of 2 losses, at least as I have it, coming off of 2 losses, there's going to be a fire under their butt.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to try extra hard, and I also will give them the loss later on.
I'm trying to think of Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Because I think their team is just too good. They have a really great team.
They have
I personally think that not their whole team is amazing, but they have some definitely. I think Carson Wentz is a pretty good player myself. I watched him and I watched him play. As I've been trying to catch up on all the last year's games, I'm going to watch some more this weekend. I have a 4-day weekend, so I'm going to be enjoying some football, Giants football, even if it's losing games, whatever. They also have a pretty good offensive line,
Yeah.
And they have Terry McLaurin for
Yeah,
the
and
wide
so
receiver.
and let's note on that quickly. Terry McLaurin's going to feast on whoever the cornerback that's covering him is. So as long as Carson can throw him the ball, that'll be a difficult day for us and our Giants defense.
And
But
they
just
also
go ahead.
they also drafted first round
Yeah, wide receiver. Yeah.
16 selection Jahan Dotson.
Yep. Fast kid.
He's apparently a very good player, apparently. So I feel like they have a really good team, so it's going to be hard to beat them. But you know what? Screw it. I'm going to say this is a loss.
You're going loss. I'm going to give it a win. At home, I think just being in enemy territory, I'm giving a lot of validity to that. Also, too, Carson's known to hold on to the ball. Carson used to be with the Eagles, and when we played Carson, the games we beat him, he held the ball too long. And it wouldn't shock me if that's the same thing here. They have Antonio Gibson, their running back. He's pretty good too. But I'm going to give it a win. So then going into week 14, I'm going to split here with the Eagles, but I'm going to give the Eagles the win here. The Eagles are one of the most improved teams in the NFL, in my opinion, after the offseason and the draft. I am no fan of the Eagles. They are my least favorite team in the NFL. I make no secret of that. And Eagles fans make no secret of that when they talk to me, so it's okay. It's all in good fun, but that team, I don't enjoy anything about them. They annoy me, but they did improve. They got A.J. Brown, very good wide receiver. They still have Devontae Smith from last year, who they drafted over us to get when we wanted him as Giants fans. So that was sad. It really comes down to the Eagles on how, on their offense at least, how Jalen Hurts is going to play. Jalen Hurts is a very, very up and down quarterback, a lot like Carson Wentz. He's just much better at running the ball than throwing it. And so we'll have to see what the Giants scheme to keep him honest. And, when I actually got to go to a game and watch Jalen Hurts play live in person. He can be very inaccurate, make very dumb decisions. And so hopefully the Giants can capitalize on that. But I'm going to give us the loss here in week 14.
Gotcha. I'm actually going to go with you and stick with you here.
These are important games we're losing too, because these are division games. You only have to beat these teams. So if they beat you, it's huge. But I just think we're gonna take 2 losses there. I think we're gonna take 3 losses in a row. I think Thanksgiving, Washington, and Eagles will lose. Oh no, Washington. I said we'd win.
Yeah, you said win. Yeah,
sorry.
I'm on a 4-game losing streak. So, but we're both at 7-6. I started the season strong, and now we're going through a slump. And you've been pretty consistent, kind of trading back and forth.
Yeah, which I think is what it's going to be. I think the Giants are going to be a scrappy team. I don't think it's going to be big blowouts and big deficit losses. I think it's going to be an up and down. But going into week 15, we don't have to talk about Washington too much. I'm just going to split it. I gave us the win. I'm going to give them the win here at week 15. We'll go into Washington and we'll split. I think we're going to split with them. I think they improved. Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than McLaurin. Or Heineke, and their wide receiver core is improved, and their defensive line, like Chase Young, is just a stud. I wanted him to be a Giant so bad. So.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I'm going to say we're going to get the win in week 15.
Oh, yeah, I say we're getting the loss.
Oh, you say you were getting... Well, I'm saying we're getting the win. Then.
Okay. I have us getting the win in week 13. I have us splitting.
And I have us getting the loss, I think. So
yeah. So either way, we line up. Yeah.
We're backward. Yeah, we're lining up basically the same.
So this is an interesting game. Week 16. This is a Saturday game, which I love Saturday games. I love Saturday football because it's like you have off Sunday still. Oh, that's gonna be December. That's Christmas Eve football.
Christmas Eve.
December 24th. I get to watch the New York Giants play football. That's the best Christmas gift on the whole goddamn planet. That's amazing. That is amazing. I am here for it. We watched Christmas Day football last year. We had a couple games Christmas Day. That's cool. So Vikings is going to be a tough game. This is probably the one where I really can't see a clear defined winner. The division rivals, I can say, hey, we're going to split. And then for, the Titans, the Packers, the Ravens, it's like, oh, yeah, I don't think we'll win. But then you look at, the Jaguars, Seahawks, Texans, Lions. Okay, we might win those games. Vikings is a tough one. I'd say Kirk Cousins and Daniel Jones, as a Giants fan, I think they're very similar quarterbacks. Both can have great games, but both can also be underwhelming. I'm gonna give it to the Vikings. I'm gonna give this. No, you know what? It's gonna be Christmas Eve. This is gonna be the game we go in and win. I'm giving us the win here. Kirk Cousins gonna throw a couple interceptions. His offensive line won't hold up. Kayvon Thibodeau, 3 sacks. and Ojulari 1 sack. We win that game. There's my bold, out of left field, no logical, just Giants going to win this game. We're going to go into Minnesota and kick their butts.
All right. I'm going to take the loss on this one. I really, 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 really want us to win on Christmas Eve. That would be such a great Christmas present. But seems like they would be a pretty hard team to beat.
Vikings are always a good team. And the Vikings, they got Justin Jefferson, who's a really good wide receiver. They got, not Rudolph, they have, who's the other wide? Thielen. Thielen's a really good wide receiver. Kirk Cousins is a decent quarterback. They have Dalvin Tomlinson on their defense. He's an ex-Giant that I used to really, really like watching. Big defensive tackle. And, they have a new coach too, so it'll be interesting to see how their coach is doing at that point as well. So we will see what happens.
Perfect. All right, let's go into week 17.
Colts, man. I think the Colts are a sleeper team this year, and I'm going to give us the loss. You can't look at the Colts PFF for me.
All right, let me pull it up really quick. Colts.
And look at all the green you're going to see on that team.
All right, what do we got on the lineup here?
Colts are good.
Okay, so they're not perfect. There's some.
What does PFF say is weak?
The defensive right tackle. His name is Yannick Ngakoue.
Oh, no, Yannick Ngakoue. Nah, he's better than PFF. Yeah, he's better than PFF rates him. He didn't have a great year last year.
Want to take a guess? It says 47.1.
Yeah, that's low. Yannick is actually good.
Maybe he performed bad last year.
Yeah, we'll see. He's new to the Colts, but I think the Colts will win that game. I think Matt Ryan. Go ahead.
The offense is solid, though.
Yeah.
The offense is completely solid. A lot of the defense is very solid. They've got a pretty good defensive line other than Ngakoue.
I'm telling you, he'll be better. When we go into that week, and let's take a note. Remember, he was at 40-something. Wait till we go in. But the thing the Colts have a really good group of is running backs. So they have Jonathan Taylor as their running back. The Colts have one of the best running attacks in the league. And so it'll be interesting to see. The Giants have to play a lot of good running attacks. We've got to play the Titans, the Colts, the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Commanders all have good running backs as well. The Giants really have to make sure their run defense is stout. We have to. Who's that D tackle we drafted later? We have to really make sure he turns it around. Who was that? Let me go through the draft here. I know we did it. Episode 13.
Yeah,
D tackle DJ Davidson. DJ Davidson's gonna have to. Hopefully, if he turns out to be a good pick, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting. We'll see how he does.
He's gonna be tested.
By the way, rookie camps started yesterday, I think.
Oh no, I think they.
Maybe a few days ago. Very recently.
Yeah.
Very recently, they started the rookie training camps, and so yeah, all of the draft picks were there. Some free agents that we
undrafted free agents. Yeah, undrafted free agents.
Undrafted free agents, as well as some tryouts. Some people that just walk on the field and are like, "Hey, I want to try out for the New York Giants." So those people are there too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know how that many people actually make the team that just walk on. But
we'll see. So you got us beating the Colts or losing? I got us losing, which is too bad, but.
Yeah, I got us losing as well.
And then going to the final week, we have the Eagles. Again, I split with them, so I'm going to give us the win here in Philly. Going in there and beating them in their home. They beat us in ours, so I'll give us the win.
All right. I will also give us the win on that last game. And
where do we finish?
That gives us the same record. We both have the same record of 9-8.
9-8. That seems too optimistic.
9-8. No, I don't think it's too.
I mean, no, I don't. I think 9-8. It'd be very close to a playoff spot. Be very close. We could be in the contention. Do I think I think 9-8? I don't know if that'll get you into the playoffs, but I think yeah, I think I'm gonna say 9-8. I'm gonna say 9-8 right now. I think there's a little bit of optimism hidden in splitting, but
that would be amazing. I mean, we have to beat the record of the Cowboys and the Eagles, and so it'll be a challenge.
And
because
Washington.
I think, yeah, but Washington.
I'm telling you, Washington might be sneaky. Just mark my words. Yeah, Washington might be sneaky. They got players.
I always think that Washington's like kind of mad, but you know,
They're
not bad actually.
They won the division 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago they won, huh?
Now I think they won at 7-9. That's how bad our division was.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was that season where the winner of the division had a losing record.
Yeah, we were all so bad. But yeah, I don't know. This. I think I just want to maybe some final thoughts here. This episode it's a little different. Going through something like just each game and then kind of giving our thoughts. I know a little different than what we usually do, but we wanted to go through it for you guys so you could hear it. I think the thing to be excited about here is there's a lot of teams we get to play against that we can actually beat. Like if I just look very quickly, the Panthers, the Bears, the Jaguars, Seahawks, Texans, Lions, and then just those teams we have a really good chance to beat. Plus our division rivals, when division teams play each other, it really doesn't matter what the record is. I remember the Eagles in 2017, I think the Eagles were 13-1 and the Giants were like 0-13 or 0-12 or 0-14, and the Giants lost that game by like 3 points. Like that's how close it was. And we were two teams in totally different trajectories, but because it was a divisional game, those games just are always a coin flip. That's why I kind of go to that split method. We'll win one, they'll win one. But if we could go 9-8, not going to hear me complain. I will not complain if we have a winning record.
No, dude. That would put us, if not the division winners, then the second place in the division, which is exactly what I wanted.
Here's your quiz question. Do you want your quiz question?
What's up?
If we go 9-8, what does that mean? There's one thing we leave the season knowing. It's a big thing. It's not a trick question.
Oh, if we go 9-8, you're saying that we keep Daniel Jones.
We know he's the guy. Exactly. Think about it. Because we can't, first of all, if we go 9-8, we're not going to have a top 10 pick. We're going to be in the teens. So there won't be a quarterback there for us. And if we go 9-8, Daniel Jones has to play some good ass football.
Yeah, and then we sign him to what, like a 5-year deal or something?
Or even we just franchise him. So you just give him.
Oh my god!
And then we just have him for 1 year, and then we give him one more year to prove it. Then we see if he can do it again. But if we go 9-8, Daniel Jones has to play some good football and show us that he is the guy. Because I believe if we go 9-8, Daniel Jones plays some good football, but we may just get screwed over by injury or a weak secondary or anything else. It's not always the quarterback.
I don't know if I'm too optimistic, but I don't feel like it's unrealistic to think 9-8 or some record thereabouts, 8-8, something like that.
8-8, 7-9 could be very possible, and I think 6-10 is also realistic. Things could just go the wrong way.
I keep doing the numbers so they add up to 16, but it doesn't. It adds up to 17.
Yeah, it's okay.
So it would actually be 8 and 9.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really think the Giants have improved vastly since last year. Not just the players. Most of that is off the field stuff. It's the coaches getting changed out. It's this chemistry being way stronger.
Between the GM and the coach.
The GM and the coach, and all of the other staff that has been hired on and staff that has been let go. Just everything, all of the energy is just so positive and so good right now, based on what we can see from the outside, that I just think that they're going to do so much better this year. We have two really amazing pieces. We've got an upgraded offensive line. I just feel like so much has changed in this season compared to last season that it's going to be a whole new team, and we're going to do really well this season compared to last season.
I mean, if we go from 4 wins to 9 wins, that's over doubling it, which is absolutely insane. Like, that would be awesome. I think, honestly, if we go 7-9, I'd be pretty content with that. If we go 8-9 or anything higher, then you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be here for it. And, we'll see how these teams develop throughout the rest of the season. There's still free agents to be signed. There's still things that can happen. But, those are our thoughts. And so, overall, it's cool to see the schedule. I think the NFL hypes this up way too much, to be honest with you. Just release the schedule. You don't need to do all this silly crap. But either way, it was fun to go through it and take a look. And so I think the next question is, what game are we going to go to and how are we going to figure that out? So definitely exciting.
Yeah. We're definitely going to figure out a good game to go to. I was thinking about the Bears game.
Week 4. Yeah. I'm looking at the Bears, and then I'm also looking at the Texans and the Lions.
Oh my God, the Texans.
I know, because Josh
My
is
old team.
So it'll be fun. We'll figure that out. But I'm gonna wrap this up. Josh, do you have any closing thoughts? Anything you wanna?
Yeah, closing thoughts. Even if Will and I are completely wrong on all of our selections that we made, even if we're wrong on a lot of stuff, regardless, I think bottom line, we are going to be a vastly improved team compared to last year, and our win record will go up.
Yeah, I agree
I'm
with
standing
that.
by that.
And you know what the thing is? Just because let's say our win record doesn't go up, let's say we finish off 6-10 or 6-11, whatever that. I think it's 6-10.
Right.
Or 6-11.
Well, it's 17 games now, so it's 6-11.
No, it's 17 weeks. Everyone has a bye week. No, 17 games.
18. It's 18 weeks, 17 games. Yeah.
6-11.
It's so hard to get used to that.
Why'd they change it?
So hard.
But 6-11. If we are scrappy in those games and we're losing by a field goal every time, I won't complain.
You won't complain?
I'll complain in the moment like a mother, but right now I'm telling you.
You can't complain. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, it would be. I just want us to compete. We could lose. We could go 0-6, 0-17 if we just compete. I want to see competition. I want to see us compete. But I think there's some real games we can win.
17, then there's something really wrong.
We get a real good quarterback.
That's true.
So, all right. On that note, everyone, let us know what your predictions are down below. If you guys are listening on Spotify, give us a rating. Really appreciate it. If you are listening on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment down below. If there's a game you're looking forward to going to, let us know your upset game, how you think we're going to do. We'll be digging into this way, way more. And yeah, we will see you guys all on the next one. Peace. Go Giants.
Go Giants.
Hey, we did it. Let's go. Go Giants.